Diani has consistently been voted as one of the top tourist destinations in Africa. The beaches are a great place to spend the day on the south coast. We traveled 30 kilometers south of Mombasa and crossed the ferry to Ukunda to find out about the poultry farming business. As we drove through the road, the striking views were a beauty to behold. The coconut and palm trees blowing in the wind and the homesteads of the residents spoke of an area with little agricultural activity. It is not until we drove deeper that the growing agricultural prowess began to emerge. Just 5 minutes away from the pristine Diani beach, we met Doris Ndoti Muli, popularly known as Mama Shangashanga. She welcomed us into her farm as well as this peacock who ruffled her feathers as well. Doris moved to Diani in mid-2013 and has called this little haven home ever since. An interior designer with a background in the banking sector, Doris felt the urge to venture out into her long-time passion of poultry farming.
I've ventured into chicken farming as a hobby, but it is becoming a business now, slowly with time. I have always loved farming, and I was brought up at my father's farm in Shimba Hills. So the passion for farming has always been with me. Although I worked as a banker with Barclays Bank for the longest time, I really, deep inside me, I felt I am a farmer, and so that is where I am now. Besides chicken, I also have a beekeeping project and also goats and lambs.
Everyone at one point or another in their life has experienced a light bulb moment, the moment when things become clearer, focus shifts and light illuminates to the next step you should take. Doris's light bulb moment came just after she settled in Diani.
So when I came to Diani like 6 years ago, I still continued with what I was doing in Nairobi, and I realized the pace was very different. And the business I was doing was mostly interior work, and I found it difficult because I needed to interact with so many people who are not very familiar and thorough with my work the way I could do it in the city. So I didn't like to keep on fighting time, so I went back to my passion, and I really loved farming. I loved the animals. I started rearing goats. I had Gala goats here and the Dopa lambs, which are doing very well. I've taken them to Shimba Hills because of some challenges here. And now the chicken business is peaking, and I think I will do this passionately.
There is a popular saying that goes, faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. Doris's first step was research and more research. She read books, watched videos, interacted with other farmers, and became more active on social media to get this business right from the word go.
The next step for me was to read a lot, go online and read about chicken and read about the new generation, the improved cuckoo, because then for me it was pointless doing chicken the old way, the small chickens. So I had to study, I had to go online and check where chickens are sourced from, where is the good mbegu, and what is the market looking like, and what other people are doing outside there. So I interacted on Facebook with so many other chicken farmers and also on the internet. So I found out that there is improved chicken, which is a new breed which is growing fast and profitable because it has more weight. First I went to incubation with a small incubator because I wanted not to just do cuckoo, I wanted to produce from the eggs. So anyway, before I bought the incubator, I bought the cuckoos which can give me eggs. So I had my own eggs. So I incubated, and that's how I started with a small incubator of 264. So when I started hatching, people bought, and I thought it was fine. So I went further. I bought another one of the same capacity, and then I bought another one of 500, and I bought another one of 2,000 plus. So now I have a big incubation capacity of over 4,000. Yeah, which is good. Only I need to market more my work. I need to work on my parent stocks so that I have quality eggs, so that I can give quality chicks. Because if they're not quality, I will lose business. The competition is quite high out there.
As any other type of farming, there are various factors that one needs to consider before venturing into this business. One of the major considerations that Doris made was market.
The first thing I considered was the availability of power throughout, because once you put eggs in, it takes 21 days to get chicks, and there's no way you can get chicks if you have power cuts or you don't have reliable source of power. Then I invested in a small generator which stands by in case we have power break. And then I also considered the quality of eggs. So I bought parent stocks from a farmer who had already reared them up to 6 months. So I started getting my good eggs, and immediately the chicks came out, I could sell without a problem. Then I realized I didn't have much coverage because people didn't know where I was. Diani is basically not a farming zone, so it's not easy for people just to know, oh, there's a farmer somewhere doing this and this. I also interacted, so that's how I opened the Facebook page, and I interacted with the local community and also the county government. I talked to a few people to let their farmers know I am here and I'm doing this. So yeah, they responded, and now I'm getting somewhere.
Breed selection is of the utmost importance in poultry farming. The right breed should be in correspondence to the desired production. Experts advise that for commercial egg production, layer breeds are the most suitable. For meat producing, broiler poultry breeds are the best. However, Doris is of a contrary opinion.
Kenyans have realized that they are going to die of something if they don't eat well. Yeah, because the broiler, and while I am not an expert on that to say it is harmful, it is too soon for 3-4 weeks for a chicken to mature to be eaten. So we are trying to get away from that system of food, and most Kenyans today, you talk to them, they just want organic grown foods and even the kuku. So that is why I'm on the energy.
Selecting the right parent stock for a new poultry farmer is crucial. The quality of the parent stock determines the overall productivity and profitability of the farm, both in the short term and long term.
Yeah, you have to get the parent stock from the people who are licensed to bring parent stocks, and there are few. Yeah, and the only way to be sure that you will get those people is going through like government research stations like Calro. Then they will give you a list of who has genuine, legit, parent stocks. Yeah, then you can now start sourcing from there, either chicks, or they will tell you who has been their customer and who is already having kuku which are laying. Then you can start from there. Yeah, but buying from just anybody can be fatal.
Doris is in the business of hatching and brooding chicks. This is because many poultry farmers undergo losses due to incorrect hatching and brooding. For an egg to hatch, it has to meet 4 basic requirements. Doris has set up a brooder in a separate zone of the farm for this purpose.
Once I select the eggs, I arrange them in a certain manner. The narrow tips have to face down for a day or two so that the yolk settles. Then I transfer them to the incubator and set the temperatures for hatching. We call it setting. So I set the eggs for 18 days. Yeah, throughout with enough power, without having serious big breaks. So on the 18th day, I rest my eggs in the trays and raise up the hatching temperatures, and I get chicks.
When buying or setting up an incubator, there are various things you need to keep in mind. Doris shares with us her insights.
Chicks need the right temperature, which every incubator comes with a manual. So when you are buying an incubator, you have to buy from a good source, and then you must insist they give you a manual, and also request for backup support system where they can come and check it when it breaks down, or if it develops a problem in the process. You should be able to get a supplier who can come, who can be on call with a technician to run, because once you've filled that incubator with eggs and then it breaks down and you don't have that kind of support, then you end up losing a lot. Yeah, so for anybody buying an incubator, they should find out who is selling, what support system they have, and then just choose the correct eggs, have your own eggs or buy from a reliable source. And first find a market for the chicks, because you don't want to be burdened with 500 chicks and you are not ready with money for the feeds. The feeds are very costly, yeah, and the house ready and brooder and everything. So before you even put the eggs there, everything else should be in place, unless you have an order and they come out and they go the same day as day old. Yeah, because the day old may not work if you don't have order. People may not come, and so you end up with chicks a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and you find that you are really burdened with the food. So it's always good to plan ahead. In case they don't go, what do you do? How do you feed them?